You can say, I'm going to follow up with you on Friday to see if you had any questions about my video.
How to grow on LinkedIn? This is the question that you have been asking and wanting your question to be answered, right? So here we have an amazing speaker and LinkedIn marketing strategist who is going talking about how you can grow on LinkedIn. So dear guest, you are most welcome over here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathryn Nunez, and I live in San Diego, California, where we actually had rain this morning, which is not common. And I am a top visibility strategist and thought leader. And the container I choose to grow my visibility is LinkedIn. And so today I want to talk to you about growing your audience, and then not just growing your audience, because that would be a vanity metric, right? We want to talk about how to grow an audience and then actually find the right person on LinkedIn and then convert them ultimately to a customer.
Perfect. And so let's get started step by step. What is the steps and the blueprints to grow on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. So I've developed back up. There's a concept that we like to talk about in the business, which is called social selling. And unfortunately, there's a lot of gurus that have used social selling as a spam fest. And they hire people to be social sellers, which means they just show up and throw up, as I say, in your DMs. And that is not social selling. Right? Social selling is actually prospecting. It's something that we do at the top of the funnel, and everybody knows what a sales funnel is, right? I'm assuming that. So it's a top of funnel activity, and it's active prospecting that makes a difference. So before we can convert anyone from unaware to most aware with high intent to purchase, we have to warm them up and make sure that they understand who we are as a brand, right? I think everybody can agree that I actually was going to do a fun campaign on LinkedIn and send a connection message that says, hi, I'm Kathryn Nunez. I'm here to tell you all about myself so that as soon as you accept my connection request, I can spam you and tell you how good I am and send you a link to book an appointment with me, right? That's not what we want to do. That will get you blacklisted. That will make somebody not want to connect with you. That's as annoying as a cold call where people hang up on you. That's annoying as a cold email. And I just got one this morning that was super annoying. So you don't want to be that person anywhere that you're selling. That's the first. So, and please interrupt me if you have any questions, or if you think there's a question that the audience might have as they listen to this, please interrupt me and ask me a question. So when we're talking about LinkedIn, the first thing when you're going to send somebody a connection request to grow your audience is they're going to come back to your LinkedIn profile and they want to look at your banner, they want to look at your headshot, and they want to look at your headline. And the headline should tell people three things. It should tell them who you serve, what business problem you solve, and what the outcome is of working with you. It should be clearly stated in the headline. So use it to the maximum amount that you can use, all the characters that you can use. The other thing is then the eye, right, visibly goes to the color on the banner. And the banner should also be branded, and it should be consistent with the branding on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your website. All of that branding should be consistent. And so what we're establishing, in my words, in my terminology, is a compelling digital footprint. So they want to be able to look at you, see a wonderful picture of your smiling face. They want to be able to look at your headline and they're like, who is this person? Oh, who do they serve? Oh, that's me. What business problem do they solve? Oh, I have that problem. And the outcome of working with them. Oh my gosh, I could get this type of outcome if I engage with this person or just start to check them out. So those are the things that run through your mind very quickly without even thinking about it, right? Those are like a subconscious thought process. And then when you look at somebody's banner, that real estate behind your head on your profile should have some type of call to action. So now this person looked at your picture, they understand what you do, they understand a little bit more about you. What's the next thing you want them to do? So on your banner, you should have a call to action of where you're going to send them to introduce them more to your brand. This is where we would start somebody in a funnel, but more of an awareness funnel, right? We want to educate them a little bit about our brand and any problems that we think they might have. So you're not immediately going to go to an appointment either, because why would they want to talk to you right away? So that's a little more about just social selling, and then just setting up the very basics of your LinkedIn profile. The next step is, before you start interacting or sending out connection requests, is the about section of your profile needs to be a client-facing profile where you have 2,600 characters to talk about the problems that you've solved for other people. It could be a little mini conversion page where they're coming to your landing page. We'll call it a landing page. And you want to convert them just a little bit to that next step, right? Some sort of awareness, from unaware who you are to now they're aware of who you are. And then you could have the same call to action at the bottom of your about section to send them somewhere, or your featured media on your post, or I'm sorry, on your LinkedIn profile should give them more information so they could do more homework about you. So that's just setting up your profile properly, making sure that it's laced with the right keywords so people can find you, making sure that when they land on you, they see who you are and what you do and who you serve and why they should want to take the next step to finding out more about you. So that's like what we call, I don't know if you use this term, have you used the term before, table stakes? Like that's like base. That's like home base. Before you do anything else, you have to do all of those things. And also, if you have a business, which that's who we're talking to, right? Business owners, you need to make sure that your business page is set up, because when they go farther down on your LinkedIn profile, they need the next step they're going to do is they're going to click over to your business and check out your business. So then the branding on your business also needs to be consistent with your personal brand, and tell more about the services that you provide. So that's a simple, just if you think psychologically about how somebody's going to come through your journey, their buyer's journey just on LinkedIn, those are some tips. Now, any questions before I go on?
No, people are just listening to you only.
Okay, perfect. No, just you. I just wanted to see if you have any questions. So then now we want to talk about what's our purpose for being on LinkedIn, right? So in general, a business owner needs to have a sales strategy and they need to have a marketing strategy. And the marketing strategy needs to include social media, because that's the world we live in today. And then LinkedIn is a social media platform. So there needs to be a specific strategy for LinkedIn and how it's going to fit into your overall marketing strategy or your overall sales strategy. So you could use it for content marketing, which would pull inbound leads. And you could use it for a sales strategy, which would be an outbound strategy where you're actively reaching out to potential prospects. So when you think of LinkedIn, you could function in both of those manners. If you work for a larger company and somebody else is in control of the marketing as an ambassador, as an employee, or you can take content and share that so that you're creating an awareness about your brand and what your company's doing. And then if you're an individual contributor or a salesperson, you're going to start making outbound calls to grow your business.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on your position and what you're doing for the day. But first, it's knowing the strategy. What are you going to do? So let's say today my goal is to find, right? We talked about find, connect and engage with your target market. So what if our first thing is I'm going to set a schedule, and for the next hour, I'm going to find my target market on LinkedIn. So you can use the search parameters to find the people that you're interested in connecting with that might be a sales target. They could be a potential employee. They could be somebody that inspires you, or they could have a service that you potentially want to buy in the future. Those are just like, we'll keep it simple, 4 categories of people you would want to connect with. So in a strategy of finding people, the first thing that you want to do, you want to make a list, a database with as much information that you can find about them. So, right, this is prospecting. So you're going to find out what they've been doing, how they post, how frequent they integrate or engage on LinkedIn, what their company does. You can do a Google search on their company, find out at least 2 interesting things to do with their company. Were they in the news recently? Did this individual person that you're looking to connect with, were they on a podcast? Were they on a live show? Did they write a blog? Did they write an article? Did they have a newsletter on LinkedIn? So find those things, find something important about them. At each time you go to their profile and you look them up, they're getting a notification that you're reviewing their profile. So that's important to know. So now you've built a list of people that you want to connect with. Now, before we send them a connection request, we're going to go and engage with their content. So you're going to find, wow, this person barely ever posts on LinkedIn, but maybe they post a lot on Twitter, or maybe they post a lot on their business Facebook page. So really find where this person is most active, so you know where you're going to interact with them. So that's the find. Now you've found your person. Connect. Now let's say that we want to send them a connection request. So you've done your research on them. And let's say that let's say you're a web designer and you went to their website and it was really bad. Like, that the hero section didn't have any clear call to action. Their testimonial section was buried, or they didn't have one. It was just a mess. And as a web designer, that you can help them. So first, you're going to look all that up and have a strategy, repeating theme. You're going to have a strategy for why you would want to connect with them. You're going to send them a connection request, and you're going to say, like, hey, Kathryn, I looked at your company. I looked at everything that you're doing, and I'd love to be able to connect with you. Right? Or, hey, Kathryn, I listened to your podcast recently, found what you said interesting, love what you're doing, let's connect, right? So it's something unique about that person that you did your homework and you found. So now you send them a connection request, and you repeat that through your entire list of people. So that's step 2. Now we're connecting. Now we're not going to throw up in their DMs. Now we're going to go once again, and we're going to look at their profile again. We're going to engage with their content. We're going to let them know we're looking at what they're doing, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to wait a couple of days. Now let's go and back to this specific example that I talked about, the person that's building a website. So now I'm giving you guys a really good strategy, right? So now let's say that we're going to pop open a Zoom or a Loom or something, and we're going to record a video and send it to them and say, hey, Kathryn, I'm so happy to have you as a new contact on LinkedIn. I was looking at your website, and I noticed that you don't have any testimonials anywhere on your site. Did you know that websites with testimonials perform 35% better than websites that don't have testimonials? That's exactly what my company does. And I'd love to be able to help you improve that feature. And then send them the message and see if they responded.
Awesome.
Even when you send that message, you could say something like, I'm going to follow up with you. Like, let's say what's today? Wednesday, whatever. Today's Wednesday, let's say. You could say, I'm going to follow up with you on Friday to see if you had any questions about my video. So then you follow up on Friday, just like you said, you're making notes in your CRM or whatever, and you say, hey, just following up to make sure you saw my video. I went ahead and booked an appointment on your calendar. I look forward to meeting with you, because a lot of people have their calendars everywhere. They're like, book an appointment with me, go to my website, book here. So you could go ahead and book an appointment with them. Or you can say, I'd love to set an appointment with you to explain more about what we could do and about some other things that I found that I think I could help you with. Here's my calendar. Don't send your calendar yet. Say, I have an appointment. I have an availability on Thursday at 2, and I have an availability on the following Monday at 10, right? You want to like propose an afternoon time, and you want to propose a morning time. Do either of those times work for you? Just leave it alone. So that's a strategy you can use to show genuine interest, show genuinely that you found a problem that you could solve. And then you sent a potential solution, and now you're waiting for somebody to answer.
All right, this is something amazing. Like it was just mind-blowing strategy that you have been sharing over here. And I strongly believe that people are getting the immense value and they are going to implement it. And if you just, miss any step, come to the video, watch it over here over and over again, and again implement the same, right? So
yes.
People are still, let's say they have some questions. They are like, I am performing the same activity, but the sales is not happening. So what is there? You have the answer to the audience.
So sales is a process. So in addition, that was an outbound example of how to find a lead, just anyone. The other thing that everybody does with marketing is you could also have valuable information. So you could also put a step in that outreach, or you could send them an email as well if you find their email, and you could say, hey, Kathryn, sent you a video on LinkedIn, but also I wanted to send you a link to a blog I wrote recently about the importance of having testimonials on your website. Hope you find it valuable. Especially if you skip down to whatever section, it specifically addresses this issue or this problem, or how to fix this problem. Or if you made a YouTube video, you could say, here's the YouTube video I recorded, or I had a guest, I was on a show and I talked about it or something. Go to minute 14.32 and I specifically talk about that. Or you could even reposition a long format. Just send them a snippet, an audiogram or a text in motion or something, send them a snippet, and then they will get that. If the problem you solve is you help people with higher conversion on a website, then you want to talk about that in a strategy on LinkedIn. So why is having testimonials important on my website? Where should I have testimonials? Here's a case study about a client I worked with that shows traffic before we moved their testimonials, traffic after we moved their testimonials, or something, right? Just don't jump around and change topics all the time. Really get your funnel full, really get the buyer's journey addressed of all the different types of marketing assets you can create to drive home that buyer's journey from awareness to consideration to decision to the final, which is advocacy, somebody you've helped. Make sure that your content on LinkedIn leaves trails to show that entire buyer's journey so that you at any point in time can share that content specifically with a target, or the breadcrumb has been left in a content strategy on LinkedIn. And at the bottom of every post that you're writing, there's some type of call to action. Go see this, go see that. Comment below, some type of engagement so that people know that you're serious. You're a professional on LinkedIn. You're going to stay there. You're using it for strategic reasons, and they should pay attention to who you are and check you out more.
Awesome. So this is also interesting, and I strongly believe that we have covered a lot of amazing things over here, and this is something what is enough so far. And I strongly believe we can do the second session because we are running out of the time. And
yes,
if audience demands the one more episode on the same topic, I would request you to come and share the amazing value over here. I would come up with the question that audience would ask, and then I'll bombard all those questions on you so that you answer all those questions.
Yes, and I invite you guys to connect with me on LinkedIn, Kathryn Evans Nunez. You can find me. You can watch YouTube videos. You can Google my name and find me wherever you consume content. Connect with me there, and you'll find my consistent content, right? Where I talk about, I'm everything sales. I'm everything about building your consistent brand online, because people buy from people. People are on LinkedIn to buy from people, right? So build that know, like, and trust with your personal brand, with your content, and stay consistent on one subject so that when people think of your company, that's why I keep using the same example over and over and over again. If you are that person that is a web designer, and you maybe that's the thing you're talking about is testimonials and the importance of them. Every time somebody thinks about a testimonial, they'll say, oh, there's this company that always talks about testimonials. You should reach out to them, right? Because then you become the subject matter expert, top of mind awareness in that one specific area, and go deep on it versus wide.
Right. Awesome. So here's a quote that sits well at this time in this conversation is, if you are out of the mind, it leads to out of the, it was like this. If you are out of the sight, it leads to the out of the mind, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Consistency.
Keep popping up in front of your customer avatar, right? Who's your target audience? So this is something what is interesting, and I strongly believe we could talk more, but we are just running out of the time, and we would obviously come up with the next episode as soon as possible.
Perfect.
Right, and I'll drop in the link of yours so that people can connect with you over the LinkedIn or your website, wherever you want them to connect with you.
Yes, please.
Right? Perfect. So thank you so much to the audience for being over here and coming to the video and watching it, liking it, sharing it with your friends, and obviously, like, you keep on subscribing to the channel, and that's what I like it, right? Thank you so much, and that's what motivates me to bring in amazing people across the world and bring in the expert every time. This is what my responsibility is over here, to make you understand it works, what you are looking forward to make it happen, right? So thank you so much to my audience. Thank you so much to my amazing guest, to Kathryn as well, for being over here, and I would say bombarding the amazing value.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So reach out to me if I can help with the LinkedIn strategy, if I can help you with rewriting your LinkedIn profile, or if you want more amazing LinkedIn tips, join my Facebook group, which is called The Modern Sales Professional. So I do a Friday LinkedIn tutorial every Friday.
Perfect. So do you give the LinkedIn tips for free, or you charge something?
Yes. No. In my Facebook group, they're free every Friday.
All right. So people, do one thing, jump into the Facebook group and get the free tips over there, how to build your amazing profile on the LinkedIn, right? Thank you so much, and see you soon.